Hi, my name's Matt Wider. We're in my wood turning shop today. I'm going to turn a real simple little bowl out of Cocobolo. And one note about Cocobolo is it can cause allergic reactions into people that are allergic to oily exotic woods. So if you do have a problem with it, just stop turning it, maybe give the piece away. Also wear good breathing protection, which I will be doing. And because of my breathing protection, I don't talk much through my videos, so I apologize if you like to have commentary. So let's get turning. I'm going to reposition the camera so you have a better angle. Right, now that I've got it turned around and put in the chuck, I'm going to hollow out the interior. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that shape. I'm going to get ready to sand it. Okay, I'm now set up to sand the piece. I'm going to start at 120 grit and go all the way through 600. Then I'll put the finish on. I'm going to speed the video up so you don't have to sit there and watch the whole sanding process in real time. Okay, I've dry sanded it out to 600 grit, and I use a special homemade finish on Cocobolo. It's extremely simple. It's simply pure beeswax that I've melted in a double boiler and mixed with 2F and 3F pumice stone. That's normally used for rubbing out a finish. And then I harden it, and then what I do is I whisk it all together while the wax is molten, and then I drop the mixture in a little container and put it in the freezer so the wax will harden before all the grit sinks to the bottom of the wax mixture. If you don't freeze it, it tends to sink to the bottom, then it doesn't really work as well. It's amazing. That's the only thing I put on here. It acts like a few of the wax polishing sticks, I'm not going to name them, that are on the internet that you can buy from turning retailers, yet it's way cheaper and I believe it's more effective. So that's what I'm going to put on here now. Use it exactly the same way. So it's just a little piece of beeswax that I mix with the pumice. I don't use rotten stone because I think it makes it too dark, and I don't seem to. In lighter woods, it can fill the pores, and it doesn't come off on the rag as well. I turn it up to a slight moderate speed, and you rub it on. Get a decent amount on there. Now I'm going to take a blue shop towel, turn the speed way up. This is my favorite part. And you just run it on there and polish it out at high speed. And I'm going to go a little faster here. And you do this twice, all throughout. See, the grit comes off and you just hold it on there and polish it out. Let me get a fresher portion here. Now in the middle on the inside, because of the diameter, I crank it up real good so I can get a sufficient amount of surface speed. Okay, and then you just buff off the excess wax. And that's the only thing I'm going to put on here. I'm going to do it again, it'll get a little shinier. But it doesn't create a full gloss finish, but it does create a beautiful satin feel, and I can actually use this as a base, as a sealer for paste wax, and it works wonderfully. But on wood this expensive and wood this beautiful, I don't like applying paste wax because I think it's a waste. Paste wax over time dulls, and this will stay exactly the way I make it. This finish is so durable. It will always have that satin silk feel. But if I put a gloss finish on it, that can wear off. Plus, I like to see that natural beauty in the wood. I'm not a huge fan of plastic-like finishes. I think Cocobolo is so beautiful, it just doesn't need any more than this. My personal preference is I don't even like to do surface decoration on tops of Cocobolo boxes. I mean, I leave it completely smooth. The wood just doesn't need anything. It's so pretty. Now you could sand to a finer grit than 600 and it will come out glossier. But that's personal preference. So it's extremely hot right now, so I'm going to turn the speed down. I'm going to blow it with some compressed air so I don't get any cracking as it cools. There's my air compressor. Turn it around, turn off the tenon. Actually, I'm going to cut the tenon off to salvage it. So, here's what we got so far. I'm going to turn around and jam it on the chuck with a paper towel lining. You got to cut off that extra paper towel just so it's kind of out of the way. These shop towels do a pretty good job preventing the chuck from marring the wood. So I'm going to bring up my tailstock. Turn that between centers for as long as I can. Now, just in case that bottom's real thin, you don't want to put too much pressure up the tailstock. So, make sure my chuck is tight here. Don't make it too tight because you can easily crack it with the strength these chucks have. Now I'm going to check that periodically throughout the process. Now I'm going to cut off the tenon with a hacksaw, and I learned this technique from Carl Jacobson's videos. And as he says, it's actually really easy, and it allows you to save that tenon on Cocobolo like this. I can make a pendant or lots of different things from that, so it's a great way to save your tenons on expensive wood. Nice little tenon. Okay, I'm back. I got a nice clean sharpened tool, so should be able to turn off that bottom now. Okay, now just set up to sand it up. Okay, here it is. Put some detailed pictures up at the end of the video. Little simple Cocobolo bowl, about the same height as it is diameter. Little tulip shape. Now I'll just sign it, date it, write down what wood it is on the back, on the bottom. Be ready to go up for sale. Okay, thanks for watching.